Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Myself Dr. Sumeet Patil, and I make videos upon English literature, wherein up till now I have made several videos and I have also posted it on YouTube. First and the foremost thing I would like to tell you is that if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, so that the things which I usually post on YouTube will be spread as much as possible. So, as I told, I make videos upon English literature. So, to begin with this video, I would like to spend 1 or 2 minutes dedicating what all things I have made, I have especially posted, and I have shared on YouTube. So, I have made a series of videos wherein up till now, from the Anglo-Saxon period, Anglo-Norman period, then Middle English period, then after that Chaucer, then after Chaucer, age of revival, Renaissance, and then coming to the Elizabethan age, and after Elizabethan age, Jacobean age, Caroline age, after Caroline, interregnum, Puritan and Commonwealth age, and after Commonwealth age I have also made videos upon the succeeding age, which is also called as the Restoration age, or in the Restoration age I have especially made a separate video on comedy of manners. And after that, age of sensibility and age of Johnson. So up till now I have made several videos, and I am going chronologically because in the history of English literature we all should learn the details minutely, wherein I have made a point that I in my each and every video I focus basically upon the background of English literature, wherein talking about background, I spoke about the historical background, social background, political background is the most important, which I shared in each and every videos. So make sure you watch every videos which I have posted, and you will get in-depth idea about all those things which has happened in English literature, and which were the kings and queens of England, and from where they ruled, from when they ruled, and up till which point of time they ruled. That also I have made special video, and don't forget to watch that also video. So to begin with today's video, which is the succeeding period of age of sensibility, which starts from the year age of sensibility, is also the succeeding period, or it is also called as the age of Johnson in English literature, which was ruled by Dr. Samuel Johnson, and his most famous work was the Dictionary of English Language, which was published in the year 1755. So to begin with today's video, why I have discussed everything, that is the reason is this is the most happening period, or this is most I should say a very interesting or a very romantic period or romantic age, and hence this period is called as the romantic age in English literature. And to talk about romantic age, which is not the thing which usually that name denotes, or it is termed as the romance or romantic age, but it is going back to the nature and loving nature, as well as the environment which was not focused, or people were highlighting the urban areas or the sophisticated areas, or urbanization as compared to the rural or rustic areas. So basically this romantic age, why it is called as romantic age, the first and the foremost is the focus was more upon the nature, or the rustic age, or focusing on the woods or forest, and highlighting the nature which gives us everything such as food, clothing, shelter, and so here in this age what has happened is, as the previous age, that is age of Johnson, age of sensibility, and previous years which was ruled by several wars, no doubt here also in this era, in this 1798 to 1837, which is also called as the Romanticism, or a romantic age or romantic period in English literature, wherein the literary movement which was the central figure, or who was the central figure, that I would be highlighting in the upcoming minutes. But before that, what was the theme? What was the theme of this romantic age? It was the idealization, or focusing on common man as compared to the elite or aristocratic people. Now, the second point is, it is also an age wherein the experience of an individual was highlighted and to embrace isolation and melancholy. So now what happens is, when you live in an urban area, there are so many people and the population is very high as compared to the rural area. So now coming to the next important point, that is second important point, is why in this age people started to migrate from the rural areas to the urban areas. Because of the industrial revolution which occurred or which happened or which evolved during this period. That is the succeeding period is also called as the industrial revolution, wherein 1837 or 1850s is the period when industry started booming, not only in United Kingdom but throughout the world, throughout the globe. People started to move from rural areas to urban areas for the sake of employment. Okay, so keep a point, that keep a book or make a note of it, that because there were industries which was established during this era, that is industrial revolution, and here also in the Romantic age, slowly and steadily industries were built and they started mills, especially mills were developed, wherein the cloth, different types of clothes were I should say they were produced. And when people started to move from rural areas to urban areas, what has happened is, in the urban areas there were so many people who came and who settled down there, and thereafter the life of urban areas was very unhealthy or unhygienic. And then here in this Romantic age, the writers, which right now I would be focusing, which were the first generation writers or which were the first prominent writers of Romantic age, and the second generation writers, what they did and so on. So the Romantic age or Romantic literature, which starts with the publication of the most famous book, which is till date famous, that is none other than the Lyrical Ballads, which was published in the year 1798 by William Wordsworth. There are so many poems which was written by William Wordsworth, and it was published with the help of also none other than another famous writer of the Romantic age, that is the relative, also he is also called as the relative of William Wordsworth, that is none other than Samuel Taylor Coleridge. His most important famous poem was The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which gave him a limelight, or he became famous when his poem was published in the Lyrical Ballads. So in the Lyrical Ballads, what William Wordsworth, and to begin with, William Wordsworth, he was born in the year 1770 and he died in the year 1850, wherein the next prominent age starts, or the next literature historically, we should say the most famous point of time which begins. I would be making that video. For that you must see my upcoming video. So in this age, which is ruled by William Wordsworth, which is also called as the lake poet or the nature poet, these two poets, that is William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, they both are known as lake poets. Why? Because where they were dwelling or where they were residing, besides their place, there were so many lakes, and hence these poets were also known as lake poets. Apart from William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, there were Robert Southey, Thomas De Quincey, and so many other poets. But to begin with William Wordsworth, his most famous and most quoted line that he has written in the Lyrical Ballads is, he told, or he has given the definition of poetry, which is none other than, which nobody yet has given, that is, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of emotions which is recollected in tranquility in a very calm and peaceful manner, unquote. And here what William Wordsworth wants us to tell is that whenever a person, or especially a poet, when he is sitting, or when he is experiencing solitude, or I should say alone, when he is alone and when he is thinking about nature, especially nature. Why? Because this age is ruled by nature, and people especially wrote about nature. And the next important person in this age is none other than William Blake. And to talk about William Blake, his two series of poems were very famous, that is Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. Songs of Innocence was published in the year 1789 and Songs of Experience was published in the year 1794. He is also called as the seminal figure of poetry and visual arts of the Romantic age. So these three people you should remember, that is William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge and William Blake. And coming to the next important people or next generation of writers, that is none other than Lord Byron, who was also, his pen name is Lord Byron, but he was George Gordon Byron. He was born in the year 1788 and he died in the year 1824. After that, P.B. Shelley, John Keats and Mary Shelley. These four people, they ruled the second generation writers of the Romantic age, wherein P.B. Shelley, his poems are also very famous, that is Ode to the West Wind, Ode to the Skylark and so on. And then John Keats, I would like to tell you a single line of John Keats wherein he says that, I quote, if a plant does not bear if a tree does not bear a fruit, rather than coming, that is if the fruit doesn't come, the plant shall not bear the leaves. That is what John Keats wants us to know, is he wants us to tell that if a poet, he does not frame or he does not work upon his poetry as the leaves comes to a tree, rather than that the poet should not work upon making his poetry. So that is what John Keats is telling. And finally, coming to the last point of the Romantic novelists, and in this Romantic novelist, that is the foremost name which comes is Mary Shelley, and her novel was Frankenstein, which was published in the year 1818. And after that, finally, when we come to the Jane Austen, that is the most prominent writer or most prominent novelist in the history of English literature, wherein she published several novels. The first and the foremost is Sense and Sensibility, which was published in the year 1811. After that, Pride and Prejudice, 1813. After that, Mansfield Park, 1814. And after Mansfield Park, Emma, which was published in the year 1816. And finally, the last two poems which was published posthumously, that is Northanger Abbey and Persuasion, which was published in the year 1818. So this was the whole overview of the Romantic age, which starts in the year 1798 and it ends in the year 1837, wherein I told basically the major thing, that is literary movement, which was a celebration of nature, and wherein common man was highlighted. And apart from common man, the most important thing that was highlighted is going back to the nature rather than going to the industries. And apart from that, the most important writer was William Wordsworth, and apart from William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, William Blake, and novelists were Mary Shelley and Jane Austen. So for today's video, this is it. And if you like this video, comment below what all things you have liked and what all things you want me to improve. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can get the latest notification of my videos by clicking the bell icon which is besides the subscriber button. That's it for today's video. Keep sharing and keep watching. Thank you so much.